Good afternoon, I'm Rachel Manin. NCAA Sports Update, a soldier's family finally receiving closure, and North Korea and China's surprise summit. All this and more on today's Franciscan Beat News Brief. A damaged Ohio River bridge that connects Covington, Kentucky to Cincinnati will remain closed until June. The Cincinnati Enquirer reports Kentucky transportation officials made the decision this week. The 120-year-old Roebling Bridge was closed last week, first to vehicle traffic and then to pedestrians, after a crash damaged a steel support structure. A U.S. soldier from Northeast Ohio who was killed in the Korean War has been identified after 68 years and is to be buried with full military honors. The Plain Dealer reports that the niece of Army Sergeant First Class Peter Simon says his remains are being returned for burial Saturday in a cemetery in the Cleveland suburb of Northfield. President Donald Trump has floated the idea of using the Pentagon budget to pay for his long-promised border wall with Mexico, despite the fact that such spending would likely require approval from Congress. Trump raised the funding plan with House Speaker Paul Ryan at a meeting at the White House last Wednesday. John Fittisimanu, who works for a lab company in Utah, has paid U.S. taxes and been subject to American laws his whole life. But the 53-year-old father and husband isn't considered a U.S. citizen by the federal government because he was born in American Samoa, a U.S. territory, and the only place in the country without automatic claim to citizenship. Now he's suing to be recognized as an American. Fittisimanu is the lead plaintiff on a lawsuit filed Tuesday on behalf of American Samoans in Utah to be treated as U.S. citizens under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. With smiles and firm handshakes, North Korea and China used a surprise summit this week to show that despite recent tensions, Pyongyang still has a powerful backer, and Beijing will not be sidelined in discussions about the fate of its unpredictable neighbor. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's secretive talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, which were not confirmed until after his return home, appear aimed at improving both countries' positions ahead of Kim's anticipated meetings with South Korean President Moon Jae-in and U.S. President Donald Trump in the coming weeks. In sports today, Kansas guard Lagerald Vick is part of a group of players who could play critical roles in determining who wins the NCAA title at this weekend's Final Four. That group of players, beyond each team's top scorers and best talents, include Villanova's Phil Booth, Loyola Chicago's Ben Richardson. Vick started fast, but slipped during Big 12 play, but he has 7 straight double-figure scoring games as the Jayhawks enter their first Final Four since 2012. In weather today, rain until the late afternoon with a high of 55 and a low of 50. For Franciscan Beat, I'm Rachel Manin.